Peace, family. I hope everyone is happy, healthy, prosperous, and wealthy, blessed by the Most High, one true God. Listen, I just looking at the media, and they're still talking about this Charlie Kirk uh, murder, and I want to say up front, I am one that do not condone murder, especially because of what someone has said. However, when I did some thinking about, like I seen the young guy, the picture of Tyler Robinson, and I seen the shirt wearing proudly the red, white, and blue, and you know, in America, everybody should have, regardless of culture, background, color, or whatever, we are Americans. Those of us that are Americans, we should be, you know, have a right to wear that there. But the ones who kind of like have cornered the market on wearing the American flag is the MAGA people, and the white supremacists. And when I seen that flag on Mr. Robinson's shirt, what I thought of was that, I wonder was he at some point a MAGA person, because they usually proudly wear that kind of stuff, And then I thought more, like I know the media is trying to go all into his background, his sexuality and stuff like that, which really has nothing to do with it. I mean, they never went into the sexuality or the background of people that have murdered so many other, people in the country here. Like the couple, the Democratic couple that was murdered, husband and wife, and the dog. You know what I'm saying? What's her name? Nancy Pelosi's husband getting attacked with a hammer. They ain't care nothing about that man's background or his sexuality or nothing like that. I mean, to me, this is some rhetoric to try to blame one of the groups that MAGA is against. They want to pin it on somebody to be, have a reason, to gin up the war cry, like they have on the news here. Or is they shouting, white men fight back? My thing is, well, who the hell you talking about fighting back? Yourself? Because it's like, this was a young European American who shot that dude, who was spewing out, as always, who was spewing out hatred, right? And I think that the young man, although I don't condone murder, I really kind of like empathize. He don't like that word empathize. I mean, he didn't. What's his name? Charlie Kirk. He said it was something made up, and something that shouldn't apply. You know what I'm saying? When others are being murdered, the children being murdered, in the schools, he felt like, hey, somebody's got to die for the right of the Second Amendment. Well, his words turned around and bit him in the ass. You know what I mean? But like, I feel for his family and his children. Like all of us do. Really, we got empathy for them. We have humanity, but the MAGA crowd don't have humanity. They don't believe in empathy unless it's with them and their cause, which is, spewing hatred, right? So like, but what I want to say is that the young man should do time, of course. But I mean, when I think about the fact that this young man had to be so disgusted and just full of anger, listening to this man under the banner of Christianity, spewing out everything that a Christian is not supposed to be, that do not talk about, do not talk about, people gotta die, people need to be murdered in order for the Second Amendment and all kind of stuff, and going against all the different groups, whether they're, people of color or people of with their sexuality preferences, or immigrants or whatever, and it's like he's the total opposite, right? To me, he was more like the devil in angel clothing, Charlie Kirk, that is, you know what I'm saying? But the young man, it's like, it's sad that he felt that he had to do that. But how many times have we all spoke up about, man, let's put this racism nonsense to bed. Let's just kill it. Let's, if anything needs to be killed is the racism, right? The disunity, the hatred towards others that look different, but like, I thought about, this whole hiding behind the Christian cloth, mindset of the MAGA people, and the whole empathy thing. It's like Christ was all about empathy, from what I was taught and what I have read, Christ's whole reason for being here was out of empathy for us, for the people of earth, right? To save us, to stand up and be an advocate for us, the poor, the downtrodden, the lost, the orphans, and people that just have less than, right? To make everyone feel that we are loved by God, all of us. That is not what MAGA talks about, though, right? And it's like, I think about how this guy, Charlie Kirk, he spoke, about, just murder. Taking the lives of other people was okay with him, and hey, I don't know. I know this here, though, that the people, the European Americans that claim to really be on the side of the people of color and the immigrants and all the people, you know what I'm saying, need to do more than sit back and just, talk about how wrong the murder was. This is a time, there is a war going on of good and evil. And we all have to take sides on what side are we on. And it's going to take more than words sometimes, Look, MAGA is making it very, very clear that they don't want to talk. They want to blame, and they want to take up arms, and they are looking, they have a bloodlust that will continue. And with the media backing them, for every time they say something against them, they say two things that is in support of them. This play of words. It's dangerous times. We will. This time of what we're living through, I really believe that God is going to show His presence. It's like at the threshold of a new era, and there's going to be a whole lot of chaos. I heard it somewhere. I forget where it was. Who said it? But out of chaos come order, and it's something that has to happen, which is this chaos piece. And maybe that's what Charlie Kirk was saying. I prefer to not have chaos, because I think that we all could make the decision to just live with each other and be happy with each other. But there's a lot of people with Trump and his whole crew, the MAGA. I still ain't forgot about the Proud Boys and all of them. If you think they ain't playing around in all of this here mess, believe me, he still has his agents at work, just not being so obvious, But it's like I'm not saying we need to go to war with them, but I do know that we definitely need to be on a swivel and definitely be ready to protect ourselves and our families, because that's the only way evil is going to be defeated. If you sit back and be quiet and just shake your head, oh, that's so wrong, and oh, this, that, and the other, look, you're going to get mowed over. Bullies love people that are quietly in pain. They don't speak out. They don't fight back. And that's what we're dealing with, bullies. Peace.